Alright you guys, we're going to go ahead and put the foot pegs together. The only thing I haven't finished and I'm not actually going to finish today is the kickstand itself. But I may put it on just so we could use it. But in any case, we're going to go ahead and fit up the foot pegs here. And I believe it goes in something like that. That's right. Okay. So all I want to do now is get some lube on this thing. As soon as I find my, oh there it is, right below me. My grease gun. Just want to get a little bit on the ends here, and then I'll grease up the pin and I'll drop the spring. And there's the spring. A little more here for the pin. Well, a little more than that. What I'm not telling you guys is it's over 100 degrees in my garage again today. So I'm not talking a whole lot because I'm tired. I feel tired when I'm hot. There we go. Works well when it works well. Fancy that. A couple more lock washers. So that's how you get rid of powder coating off your brakes or your frame when you get it back from the powder coater. Alright guys, time to put on the carburetors. Got the gaskets coated. That's the left side. There's the right side, just need one more gasket. There we go. And I need a couple of nuts here. That's one side on loose. And that's the other side on loose. The right side on tight. Okay, throttle cable on. Now, if you're going to tighten these carburetor caps up, don't use the pliers, but if you do, Just barely nip them past finger tight, otherwise you'll distort the barrel and your throttle will get caught wide open. Cap, or screw should I say, cap, spring, compress it down, to the point where you can get the cable out. Get your slide, run it into the slide, drop the spring in. And this one, there's no capture for it. It's just relying on the pressure of the spring. Don't bend the needle when putting it in. Drop it into place. Line up the gasket. Line up the barrel, hold it down, and loosely start fitting the cap on. Careful not to cross thread it. Get it down to where it's finger tight. Now I will typically use a channel lock on these. And all I do is put the slightest amount of pressure on it. Just ride it on. I'm not squeezing at all. You can see it'll fall. It could fall right off. And I just give it a little bit more of a tighten. Not enough to distort it or put no pressure on the cap at all. Just enough here to grab the cap by the little ribs there and give it a quarter turn, and it should be beyond finger tight now. It's even a quarter turn, more like an eighth turn. Then look down the barrel of the carburetor. Okay, the clutch mechanism slipped out. So then look down the barrel of the carburetor. And what you're going to look for is that when you give it throttle, the slides will turn evenly and there's no hanging. And they both look really good. So, what's next? I need to tighten the sprocket. So I'll bring you over to this side. This can be a little bit of a fight. Chains on, rear brakes are on. Had to get that on before I could do this. Put it in first gear. Put on the brakes. Give them a good tighten. Alright. It's the sprocket on tight. I went through and tightened all the bolts that were loose. The only ones that are loose right now are the top shock mount bolts. Actually just this one on this side. Just this one right here, because this one I believe is also part of the exhaust setup, but I might be wrong about that. It might be this bolt right here. So I just don't remember. I'll know right away when I line it up. All right, what else do we got? Yeah. Since we got that all tight down there now, let's go ahead and put the side cover on. Make sure you guys can see. dirty over here. Run these overflows down through the back of the motor here. Sorry, I'm in your way. So run those down. This next one over here down there. Alright. That's those two down. Side cover bolts started. Now, did I already say it? The chain guard needs to be welded still and finished. Painted, welded, fixed. Had a crack in it. Welded it the first time. The weld went pretty good, but it was a little thin in a couple areas. So I definitely want to go over that again. Alright, that's the side cover on. See, what else can we do here? Kick the gear shifter's on. What else? What else? Anything else over here that needs to be addressed? I guess I could put in spark plugs. Yeah, I'll bring you back in a minute and get the spark plugs ready.